All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eric coming in from the blank spot, and I'm back here to sublimate a 40-ounce tumbler. So, um, gonna go from start to finish about what you're gonna need to do this. This is being recorded on our YouTube channel. We're live right now, so if you guys want to go back and check out the YouTube, it is the blanks spot. That's TheBlankSpot. You can check that out if you are interested in learning how to do this 40-ounce tumbler. Um, might help you out, get some insight on what we're doing. So, um, these tumblers are in our warehouse. We sell these. You can find them at theblankspot.com. Once again, our website is TheBlankSpot.com. And you're gonna need a 40-ounce tumbler. Of course, you're gonna need a template. My go-to for templates is usually gonna be Etsy. I'm just be honest with you. Don't always feel like creating templates, but when we do create them, we create them. But our go-to is probably gonna be Etsy. So if you're looking for a template to use for this project, and you're definitely gonna need a template, then you want to go probably want to go to gonna want to go to Etsy, excuse me, and get your template. And then whatever design software you're going to use, you're probably going to have to crop the image out so you can actually use it. What do I mean? Well, anybody who does any type of designing, you're going to understand what I'm talking about when I say crop the image into the template. On the top of the 40 ounce, it is straight, but on the bottom of the 40 ounce, it's tapered. So being that it's tapered, it's going to be a little bit of little bit of a challenge. My words are getting bumbled up. I don't know why. A little bit of a challenge. So we found this template. Of course, we measured the 40-ounce tumbler out, and the measurements that I got are the ones that I use for the template. I recommend that if you're going to be doing this, that you measure your own tumbler. Measure every tumbler, every substrate that you get to make sure it is it's the right measurements. Never take anybody else's measurements because they could be off, or you could be getting your substrates from a different vendor. Case in point, all 20 ounces are not the same. All 30 ounces are not the same. And I haven't run across a lot of 40 ounces, but I'm sure by having different vendors, they're going to be making different ones. So it's a couple of places that we actually measure this. But before we measure this, our vendor sends us our tumblers with the handle on. So the first thing I do, especially if you have the handle on, the first thing you're going to need a Phillips screwdriver, and you're going to be taking this handle off. Okay, Phillips screwdriver, taking the handle off. Go ahead and take this lid off too, because you're not going to need that. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop your questions in the comments as it relates to what I'm doing. Also, go ahead and double tap the screen and share, especially if you're getting some value out of this. You can watch the replay on our YouTube. The YouTube is the blank spot. If you have not subscribed to the blank spot, go ahead and subscribe. Cannot sublimate this. Well, you can if you want, but it's not a good idea to sublimate it with the handle on because the handle is plastic. Okay. This is going to be one rare occasion where you see this on TikTok, me doing this, and you probably won't see everything because I'm going to turn the camera in a minute on me because that's who's here. Once again, if you are a customer of ours, man, we get more love on our custom side when we get on our blank spot side. That's amazing. If you are a customer of ours and you're looking to purchase a 40-ounce tumbler that's already created, if you're out there on YouTube and you're interested in purchasing a tumbler that's already created, then you can go to tbscustoms.shop. I will have these tumblers on here today. So thank y'all, TBS, for double tapping. I appreciate it. I will have this on here today, and I will be. What's going on, Bree? Print Goddess, how you doing? Thanks for jumping on. I will have this on here today, so you guys will be able to order these. This is going to be a continuation from my brother-in-law's birthday. I decided that I'm not going to ship it, but I'm going to go home and take it to him. So whenever we go home, which is not going to be that long from now, he's going to have him a package. So we already did a shirt. Some of you guys saw the 3D shirt that we did for the Steelers. Some of you guys saw that shirt. And yeah, so I'm kind of excited about this. Now, I am going to be honest with you guys. You got to be careful, especially if you're doing it in any type of convection oven. The temperature may go up and down. So you want to be careful about that. The temperature may get a little bit hotter than it actually reads. So you want to make sure you have an oven thermometer. Okay? That's going to be important. Do not trust the temperature dial. I wouldn't. Okay? Next thing, once again, I removed the handle, so you already see how that looks. So the handle is removed, and I'm going to do a full wrap. Okay, now when I do this full wrap, it's going to be a little bit different from what you guys are probably used to doing. A lot of this is really common sense. If you're new to sublimation, if you're new to crafting, and you've never done anything like this before, it's going to make a lot of sense as I walk through it and you guys see what I'm doing. Okay, so you are going to want to cut the ends off of your transfer. This is going to be on the bottom. As you can see, it's tapered. Okay, that's what the tapered effect looks like. And the top is straight. Once again, you're going to need a measuring tape. You need a measuring tape. Do not take my measurements and try to use my measurements for your sublimation project, because the measurements could be off. Possibility could be off. All right, next thing is you want to make sure that this is right side up. Always hold my transfer up to the light. Most times I do. I do have some mistakes and I put it upside down. Kind of ticks me off when I do that, but hey, life happens. And before I even press, I make sure that I put this around the top of the tumbler to make sure I have some overlap, because if I don't have overlap, then I'm going to have a problem when I get in the middle to try to tape it. Okay, so what I do is I lay my tumbler down. I do the top first. The top is always easiest. Okay, and of course the seam is going to be towards the back of the tumbler. Now this is where you're going to need some scissors, y'all, because, and I hope you guys can see over there on YouTube. I hope you can see. I'm going to walk you through and explain to you exactly what I'm doing. But what I'm going to do is I'm just lining this up evenly. I'm lining this up evenly to have a little bit of overlap toward the lip, a little more overlap over the lip, because I want to make sure that it's kind of hanging over a little bit. And not sure if you guys can see or not, YouTube, but I got my scissors right on top of where that handle is hitting. And why am I doing that? That is my guide mark. That's my guide mark. I'm going to make a small incision right on top of there. A small incision there and a small incision on the bottom. That is so it can lay down and I'll be able to tape it. Now, I learned this on my own right here. I'm not going to try to line the other part up. I'm just going to line the two sides up. I'm going to line the two sides up. And now I'm going to put my scissors right where that slit was. And make an incision. Doesn't have to be long. Remember, this is going towards the back, so you don't have to worry about how it's going to look back there. The handle's going to be covering a lot of that stuff anyway. Okay. Now I'm going to line it right back up where I was. And that incision that I made, everything should line up to include the overlap over the lip. I want it hanging over the lip, and I'll show you guys after I finish. So now I'm just getting ready to tape it like I tape a regular tumbler, almost anyway. So you're going to need some heat tape. And I am doing everything I can to make sure this is tight as possible. This has to be as tight as possible. You do not want this to shift while it's in the oven, okay? We don't want it to shift while it's in the oven. If your taping is not good, then you want to practice on your taping. And the way to practice on your taping using 20-ounce tumblers is to tape and make sure that once you tape it, that tumbler is hard to push through the transfer after you taped it. If you can easily push it through, then you know it's not taped that tightly. That's what I've done so far. And it's going to end up laying down around the handle, okay, as I continue to tape. These 40-ounce tumblers, the blanks, are available on theblankspot.com. No need to be intimidated. You're going to probably have to mess something up before you can get better at it. But there's definitely no need to be intimidated, because you never know if you can do something unless you try to do it. I think that's why a lot of people are kind of staying away from these projects like this, because it's different. It's definitely different than what a lot of people are used to doing. And, I'm kind of surprised, because what I'm doing right now, making this fit around the handles, this is truly crafted. So this is my beginning. Make sure y'all can see. That's my beginning. And TBS Customs, this is how we're going to make this thing come to life for you, all right? Y'all check that out. That's my beginning. That's how I got started. Now I'm going to take some tape, and I'm going to meet the existing tape all the way around. That's to keep the tape in place, because once it gets in the press, it's going to, once it gets in the press, and in the oven, it's going to be hot, and it's going to shift. It's going to move. So the whole idea is to keep that in place as much as you can. If you got any questions about what I'm doing or how you can purchase these tumbler wraps, don't hesitate. You can go to theblankspot.com and get your 40-ounce tumblers. You're going to be able to put a lot of good things on here. It's summertime, y'all. Now's the time to start. Actually, the spring was kind of the time, but there's no better time now, though, actually, than to start getting yourself together. You want to be a little different. You want to be able to offer different things. Just my luck. You can do that, okay? Google keeps calling. Yeah, you're going to set yourself apart from a lot of people, because I haven't seen a lot of people, sublimating these 40-ounce tumblers. Now, this is the way that I choose to do it, but I'm sure if you start doing it, you'll find the best way for you. Some people may use painter's tape to keep this in place. Painter's tape is a little less expensive, and I know how people like to save money. So we have a large printer. That's how. Are you a crafter? We have a larger printer. So we are a actual sublimation company. We have large industrial equipment. And if you're asking that question, it lets me know that you either just getting started or you have smaller equipment. We do offer custom transfers. So if you need us to print something larger for you, we can do that. Okay. If you happen to be on TBS Customs and you're looking at what I'm doing and you are a sublimation customer, don't forget the name of our company is The Blank Spot, and you can actually find us on our website, theblankspot.com. Okay. So we do have a TikTok that is The Blank Spot. You can follow us over there as well. I don't always post on this platform. Usually when I'm on TBS Customs, I'm actually selling. So you may not get a lot of value on that TikTok. Dana, how are you? Incredible greetings, Professor. How are you? I'm pretty confident right now with what I'm doing. I've done probably about 10, maybe 15 of these 40-ounce tumblers. Not to say that I won't make a mistake, and I have, but I'm pretty confident. This is what I'm ending up with, guys. This is what I'm doing. Now, you find your own way of doing it. You find your own way of doing it. However you decide to, Michelle, how you doing? However you decide to tape it, that's on you. You find your own way of doing it. But I want to make sure that everything back here is secure and it sublimates evenly. Okay, I want it to sub evenly. I want everything to gas out as even as it can. Remember, the bottom is tapered. Okay, the bottom is tapered. This is only going to fit one way. You want your seam to be at the back as well. Everything to line up. Okay, you want everything to line up. If you are new to sublimation, type a number 1 in the comments. What I've learned is no matter how tight I tape the bottom, because it is tapered, it will slide off. So I'm going to show you what I do to keep it on. You got to manipulate, use the substrate to hold some things in place. While I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and turn my oven on. And my temperature for my oven is going to be about 375. And I'm going to do it for about 4.5 minutes. Okay, so this is what I did. And I'm going to, you see how that tape is touching the tumbler right here? I'm going to take tape and go all the way around to keep this bottom part in place. Okay. Here you go. This is how I'm going to keep this from moving. Okay. Living well. Appreciate you. So if you guys are new to sublimation, or maybe you just don't do sublimation at all, that's fine. Not an issue. But if you're new to sublimation, you're going to have some mess ups. Embrace it. Okay. Embrace it. It's going to happen. Normally I would use a thicker tape. I'm being lazy right now, but I'm taping half of the transfer and half of the tumbler. Half of the transfer and half of the tumbler to keep the bottom part of the transfer in place. Now, some may say, hey, he's using a lot of tape. Well, you can replace the tape easier than you can replace the substrate. Hey, Tanita, how are you? If you have not shared this video, but you found value and you haven't shared because you kind of, wrapped up into watching me and what I'm doing, I'm going to continue to do this, but I really would like you guys to share if you don't mind, and also double tap that screen. That's going to help other people to know that we're here and what we're doing. Once again, this is a 40-ounce tumbler. With a handle. It has a tapered bottom and a straight top. And I'm just about finished. I'm not going to use a lot more tape. I'm just about done. I know somebody's probably cringing right now saying he's using a lot of tape. Well, like I said, you can either tape it or do another tumbler. And I take my fingernail and I go around to get the air out. So I don't want this to move. Okay? All right. I'm just about done. My oven is heating up. And before, when I first got started, I would tape the entire thing. You're talking about a lot of tape. I would tape the entire thing. But as I got more and more comfortable, I stopped doing that. And I realized where I needed to put my tape. That's how I got comfortable. However, to each his own, and you will learn. If you try these, you will learn how to do them and how to get them better. Now, y'all know it's football season, right? Everybody knows it's football season, right? Drop a number 2 in the comments if you know we should be talking about football. That's the next huge thing that's coming up. Football, yes. Number 2, yeah, football, right? So if you're not talking about football, or even, people are already going on vacations, people are already doing family reunions, all that stuff set in stone. So if you're not talking about football season, you're not talking about what's going on in Labor Day and I don't know, back to school, Halloween, all that stuff. You're not talking about ahead, then you're probably behind right now. This is going to be one of our eye bleed tumbler designs that I'm putting on here. And without going into any of the specifics, what my wife did was she has a template and she had to actually crop. I think she used Silhouette Studio, but she had to actually crop the design to fit. She cut it in half and she had to crop the design to fit up top and on the bottom. If you're a designer, you understand what I'm trying to explain. If you're not a designer and you're new, it's going to be something that's new to you. Nevertheless, you can buy designs for your 40-ounce tumblers, but you may have to trim them. What we did was we got a template, we created our own designs, and we went from there. Okay. So if you cannot, or if you're not comfortable doing these, and you're saying, well, you know what, I just don't want to invest the money in the 40-ounce tumbler, you can always go to our custom shop, tbscustoms.shop, and we can do them for you. Okay, we can do them for you. That way, you don't have to worry about all the fuss. Once again, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you go to the YouTube channel. It is The Blanks Spot. That's TheBlanksSpot. Subscribe, hit the bell to be notified when we go live, and you can actually see what's going on. Okay. It's are you looking to do it on a 40-ounce, Dana? Maybe that's something we can get one of these trainers to show you how to actually crop your image into the design. Or maybe you can actually go on Google or YouTube or one of these platforms and learn how to do it. Once you learn how to do it and you feel comfortable doing it, then maybe you're in the position to show somebody else. I don't know. For us here at the Blank Spot, that's pretty much not what we do anymore. Pretty much not what we do anymore, but there's lots of designers out there that will do that. Hey, Steve, how are you? Thanks for jumping on. So we're continuing this birthday bash. My brother-in-law is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I did him a Steelers shirt yesterday. We did that live right here on YouTube and TikTok, and it came out pretty well. So I got his shirt over here. I did both sides, front and back, and now I am going to do this 40-ounce tumbler. Now I know the 3D things, some of the stuff that I do that you guys cannot do or don't feel comfortable doing. But this right here should be within your wheelhouse. This right here should be something that you can do. Okay. It should be something that you can do, something that you can get comfortable doing, all because you have the equipment. This equipment is not expensive. This equipment is not hard to come by. This is just a regular convection oven, 40-ounce tumbler, the heat tape, things like that. So it's not a lot to spend on, okay? It's really not. How long in the oven? For this oven, I had it set for 375, and I'm going to be baking it for 4.5 minutes. So at 4 minutes and 15 seconds, approximately, I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees. Now, every oven is going to be different. So if you have your own oven, you have to figure out what is the best temperature and time for you, okay? You're going to be doing it at your home or your workshop or your whatever location you're at. You're going to have to figure out what's the best temperature and time for you. We had to do that when we started using the oven. Whether you're doing tumblers, whether you're doing glass, any type of drinkware, whatever you're putting in there. We've done flasks in here. We've done shot glasses. We've done glass jars. I've even done some coffee mugs in here. Okay. So whatever it is that you decide to do in here, you're gonna have to know what temperature and time that's gonna work for you. Using your temperature and your time is going to be better than trying to use mine. Same goes for measuring. Okay. Had a young lady come on one of the posts the other day on the YouTube. She saw me doing a 40-ounce tumbler, and she wanted to know what my measurements were for my tumbler. Now, even if you buy the tumblers from me, I still recommend that you measure them yourselves. You got to measure them yourselves. I got two different measurements. I got measurements for the top, which is straight around. Okay, the top is straight. No, it's not tapered. And then I got a measurement for the bottom. Okay, so it's going to be important. Yeah, trial and error. I would start off. I would normally start off, and most people do start off with about 400 degrees for the oven. But once again, I do have an oven thermometer in here. So if you look at your dial could be reading 400. But my oven temperature right now is reading 375. So my dial is reading 350 and my temperature is reading 375. So it's important also to have an oven thermometer because that's going to make the difference. Okay? That is going to make the difference. We got about another minute until it's done. Type a number 3 in the comments. Oh, thanks, Steve. I appreciate it. Type a number 3 in the comments, man. You always are a surprise, man. I appreciate you, man. Type a number 3 in the comments if you have done, type a number 3 in the comments if you have done a 40-ounce tumbler before. Type a number 4 if you have not. Number 3 if you have, or number 4 if you have not. I saw yours, Dane. It came out well too. A number 3 if you've done one of these tumblers before. Number 4 if you've not. I see a lot of number 4. I see too many number 4s, guys. If all of y'all are crafting, And y'all know tumblers are hot. Imagine being able to separate yourself from the pack by learning how to do this. And I know Shaquille, you know what? I'm just gonna send you one. I'm just gonna send you one. I'm gonna send you one. Send your tell us whatever pattern you want on it. I'm gonna send you one so you can show your folks on that end. I know you got a lot of stuff going on, so but I think this is a huge come up. Pandora, I know you got them already. You got to get it. I know you're probably busy though. But this is a huge, this was definitely separate you. Rhonda says number 4. Steve says number 4. I've done skinny 20. Okay. The skinny 20s, once you get past that, you know. So right now, Shaquille, we only have the Father's Day transfers for it. That's a great question. But this weekend, I'm going to have I'm going to have a different variety of tumbler wraps for the 40 ounces. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be selling these tumbler wraps and then probably throwing a little something, a little love with it, okay? We'll be throwing a little love with it, a little generic love with it, okay? Now, this is hot. This is hot. So you want to be safe. Always be safe, okay? You definitely want to be safe. So you see me with my heat glove. Now, I will not touch this tumbler directly with this heat glove. Why? Because it has these little pink plastic pieces on here, and they will melt, okay? Have I done the 40 yet? Yeah, I've done the 40 several times. So these are still on the website, but I'm going to create some. And it just takes some time because Shaquille, you know, what Dee had to do was she had to actually crop it out to fit the top and fit the bottom. So that's one that I did a while back. And I have some that are packed up right now. I did a lot for Juneteenth. I have a couple of Father's Day ones that didn't sell, but we had a lot that did sell too. So, all right. Are y'all ready to see this? We're going to do this live. Win, lose, or draw. All right. So I see a little darkness on the paper on the back, which means it got a little hot back there. Hopefully it didn't burn too much. Maybe not at all. Maybe the paper caught it. Definitely want to be careful. Like I said, it is hot. Now I'm going to show you something before I take the bottom off. I'm going to show y'all something before I take the bottom off. This is why I was so adamant about the back and the seam. You see that? I wanted it to be as clean and as professional looking as it could be. That's why I was so adamant about the back. Now, it didn't line up directly in the middle, but it's still in the back. It's off just a tad bit. That's just my OCD-ness, but it's still in the back, okay? Now I'm going to take this bottom off. Didn't come out too bad. Doesn't seem like it anyway. Now I have done the entire tumbler, and it's a little more challenging to do, but I have done the entire tumbler. It takes a little while longer to do, but you know, say the LA Chargers, that's what's up. Now this is not for me. Normally everything that I do will be a New Orleans Saints something because I'm a Saints fan. This is for my brother-in-law, like I said, and that's who he likes, so I give him grief about it, but here it is, guys. Came out pretty good. Came out pretty good. Hey, what's going on, Mike? Somebody says they're a Los Angeles Chargers fan. You know the Steelers are always switching up, but they do have blue in their design. Once again, the time is going to vary. What I did was 375 for 4.5 minutes. The time is going to vary. That's the back. And you see the seams, how it lines up. Now to finish this up, get all my little trash because I don't like, believe it or not, I don't like a big mess. And then I'm going to take this, place this back on here. It's covering up the imperfections. Be careful because it is still hot. What y'all think about that? Wakita, how are you? What do y'all think about that? So I want y'all to go ahead and, if you haven't done so, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go to the YouTube channel. Watch this short video again. Pick up any pointers that you may have missed. Watch it again. It is the blanks spot. That's TheBlanksspot. Subscribe, hit the bell to be notified. And I really would appreciate it. Any imperfections we want to have at the back where the handle is. Well, thank you, Mark. I appreciate it, man. Any imperfections you want to have back here where the handle is. Okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for jumping on. I appreciate it. Don't forget, we do have our own sublimation paper here at theblankspot.com. We have our own sublimation ink. We have some amazing heat tape. Everything in here is quality, guys. So don't forget, shop with us at theblankspot.com. If you're looking for a cup like this, you can go and find it on tbscustoms.shop. If you cannot find it, reach out to us via email or messenger, and we will make sure that you get what you need. Enjoy yourself, Mike, on vacation, man. Like I always say, guys, when you know better, that's when you have the ability to do better. Yes, the handle does come off, and the only knowledge that's powerful is properly applied knowledge. I'll see everybody at the top because there's too many people struggling at the bottom. Peace. Peace.